Hello everybody, my name's Foolsies, and we're going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I heard many things about this game, and mainly have it spoiled, but I would just want to do a gameplay of it myself anyways, because why not? So, let's start a new game. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me at the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and a good friend of mine, since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh wait, that I'm such an idiot. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me, after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the street becomes increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Foolsy, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I am worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if it does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize we're the only ones left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Eh? Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Foolsy, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredible, cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody, Sayori says in a quietly in my ear, and then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Foolsy. Monica smiles sweetly. We don't know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we're in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little. You too, Monica. Come sit down, Foolsy. We made a room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been a widened so that there was no space next. So there was one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. No, wait. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wah! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray, revealing a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolates were used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry up and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turned the cupcake around. I turned the cupcake around my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is so sweet and full of flavor, I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for you know, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just a little impressed. Is just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So, what made you consider joining the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As the president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could have probably been a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader in the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Foolsy, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly pricks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is such a foreign world in this, and is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up, and she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like lots of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror books once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if the story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. So real horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if it's only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud!" And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes a lot more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to the readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we all share them and with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen our bond as a club. Isn't that right, Fulzy? Monika smiles warmly. Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Don't look at me. There's no need to look at me like that. I did nothing wrong. But I'm sorry. I thought. Woolsey, damn it. I feel like the villain now. I feel like I'm the villain. Great, you guys are just so great at manipulating me. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes lit up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me there for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring it next meeting, so we all can share. Monica looks over at me once more. Woolsey, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monaco with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Woolsey, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walked home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, I might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart to the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wandering back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, we gotta write a poem. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but let's do breathe. I'm looking at these stickers because there's like a small chance like the Yuri one could do something. It's super rare. It's like a one-time thing. Anyways, determination. Because Undertale is just simply that great. So, why are there so negative ones like disaster? Who would choose that? Not me. Romance. Anxiety. They just look so cute just dancing around. That's so adorable. Journey. Whoa! Why is that there? Okay, clouds. Incapable. Daydream. I don't feel so good about this. Lucky. Uncanny. Death? We're gonna do bliss. Massacre? Dude, what's with these answers? Aura, I guess? I'm going to avoid all bad things except for disaster. I already clicked that one. Happiness. Sunny. I'm going to ignore all other answers because I'm scared. Memories. Games. Boop. Childhood. We're gonna do broke and no. Amazing. I'm gonna mix it up and we're gonna say unstable. And entropy. Hi again, Foolsy. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back in at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else already hanging out. Thank you for keeping your promise, Foolsy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sawyer told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you're certainly having a big mouth for someone who keeps our manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Foolsy always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Foolsy can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri. Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Hey, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This? How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book and can I read? Oh my god. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slump down in the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? I guess I could always read the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and listen to Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to the others clubs though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that, you know? We just need to find a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem though. Eh? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak. We can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberately like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? Well, what kind? Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyways, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Like me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things to make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Wah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? No, not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glanced around at herself. How's it written all over me? You were clearly in the rush this morning. Look at your hair sticking out everywhere. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need to brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. It won't... I don't know what that said. I skipped it by accident. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there, a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. Wait, actually? I'm not seeing one. I tried to wipe it up, the stain with my shirt. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer button up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button up her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was thinking how weird it would have a friend who does these kind of things. Eh? Don't don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? Ah, I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever button it, you would have to notice sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Just don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why do I feel strange to see Sarah button up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sarah hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew! That's so much better. Sarah puts her arm and twirls it around. So if you keep it unbuttoned, then I won't... So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let me do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would, anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyways, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Eh? Micah suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Oh god. I'm afraid of how this is gonna turn out. Foolsy, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastically, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write your poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I cannot really find much inspiration, since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. You want to share my poem too first? I have these 4 beautiful girls, and I wonder who I'm going to choose. Oh god, I don't know. Any, mini, miny, you. You should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read up my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Foolsy. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever had any suggestion for the club, like new activities, or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Fuzzy. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But that's sort of the barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Hmm, I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I would be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Hmm. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's as well, each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's so I think that's kind so I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Hmm. You sure you're not reading into this too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she's like exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you would have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry. I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas have already scorched with a pigment copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It is too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Damn! Monica, that's kinda deep. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performing out, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. I've been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on the specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this, if you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Damn. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it off there because is so much for just one video, but I'm gonna start recording the next video soon. But anyways, thank you for watching, and also you should comment which one I should do next, Sayori, Natsuki, or Yuri. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye.